G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Young from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now, federal opposition leader Peter Dutton is literally in hiding from the media because he's been thrown under a bus by the Australian Federal Police for concealing corruption at the very least, and potentially obviously being involved in corruption. I have no doubt he's been involved, but at the very least he's been concealing corruption. Not only that, on Sunday night on 60 Minutes, a former executive paladin who run the detention centre on Manus Island blew the whistle on corruption bribery. And so I think Peter Dutton's been lying low since then. But yesterday, when it was confirmed that a senior, or the acting commissioner at the time of the Australian Federal Police, had a meeting with Peter Dutton and warned him about someone being corrupt. And then Peter Dutton continuing to do business with that person. And the person was ultimately arrested and charged and admitted guilt in relation to bribery on Nauru. Now, I'll read you the key elements of those reports. Now, it says the Home Affairs Department handed a multi-million-dollar offshore detention contract to an Australian businessman just 1 month after federal police told him that the man was under investigation for bribery. Documents tabled in federal parliament reveal that the AFP's acting commissioner told Peter Dutton in July 2018 that Sydney-based Mosamo Bajani was under investigation over suspected bribes to Nauruan politicians. But despite the verbal police warning to Dutton, documents obtained by the Sydney Morning Herald show in August 2018 the Department of Home Affairs entered into a fresh contract with his company for $9.3 million. Now, if that was a one-off situation, you might think Peter Dutton had some sort of excuse, but it's not. Add that with the 60 Minutes show on Sunday night, and I'll read you out a key paragraph in what was said then. A former director of Paladin, Ian Stewart, revealed that in September 2018, Paladin had made multi-million-dollar payments that he claimed were bribes to secure work permits and visas for its offshore processing staff in Papua New Guinea, and that Home Affairs had failed to act on corruption warnings. Stewart is not connected to the payments involved. So at the same time, the same period, there's bribery going on in Nauru via one company, and there's bribery going on in Manus Island, Papua New Guinea, via Paladin. And what was Peter Dutton doing? Nothing. And even though he was warned by the Australian Federal Police acting commissioner in 2018, still took no action, continued to do business, continued to sign contracts with these companies. Now let's have a look at who Paladin is. Now, Paladin was registered to a beach shack at the end of a dirt road on Kangaroo Island, which is off the coast of South Australia, when it first won a $423 million contract to run the security contract for Manus Island, which is a detention centre. And it won that through a restricted tender process. So that's a restricted tender process, which means there was no tender process. It was bullshit. And who did that? Peter Dutton. Now, another company I've written about is Canstruct. And in October 2023, I wrote an article and it's titled Peter Dutton and his dodgy $1.8 billion deal with Canstruct, who had no staff, no revenue, no assets. That's the sort of companies that Peter Dutton was consistently dealing with. They weren't even companies, they were startups, $1 companies, shelf companies, head office at the dirt road in a beach. And Peter Dutton did this time and time again, and people who have been charged with corruption and found guilty of corruption, Peter Dutton would still continue to deal with them. And time again, he was made aware of bribery going on, and what did he do? Nothing. Now, I've just made a complaint to the National Anti-Corruption Commission in relation to Peter Dutton and a $39 million payment, a dodgy payment, which was paid by Home Affairs when he was a minister, which if you go to my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia, you'll be able to see that article. So this could really be the beginning of the end for Peter Dutton, I think. He's in hiding. The media want to ask him questions in relation to him being warned by the acting police commissioner, federal police commissioner, in relation to dealing with that guy, and Peter Dutton continuing to sign contracts with the guy after he was warned that that guy could be bribing government officials in Nauru. And next week, the federal parliament is back in sitting. It'll be sitting for 2 weeks, and Peter Dutton won't be able to hide any longer. The Greens and independent MPs are calling for a public inquiry. And the reason they're calling for public inquiry, because if it goes to the National Anti-Corruption Commission, what do? Have secret hearings. And we don't hear any more about it. So I'll keep on following up on this issue, and I'll probably do an article in the next few days. So keep an eye on my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia, or go to my website now and sign up for the free email subscription, and you'll be notified when I publish new articles. Kangaroo Court of Australia is independent media. I publish a website, YouTube channel, Facebook page, and Twitter account, and I'm 100% crowdfunded by people like yourself. So please support my Patreon account. I currently have 282 patrons donating $1,740 a month, and I really need to double that to become financially viable. So you can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, whatever suits your budget. It all helps out in a big way, so please support that. And please share this video on Facebook and Twitter, etc. Thank you for your time and have a good day.